Hi folks, welcome again to the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we're gonna do another 4K review, in this case the Florida project. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review. As I was just saying, today we're gonna check out the Florida project in this collector's edition newly released by Second Sight Film. But before we start, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially 4K reviews, especially Blu-ray reviews. You can also find me on Instagram, which has this handle Physical Media EU, for detailed photos of all the items that I review. Now yes, we can begin with a presentation of the Florida project in 4K in this bulky release by Second Sight Film, which by the way had already released another Sean Baker movie, in this case Tangerine. You can see here, this is a very nice release. You can find the link to this review up here in the corner, also down in the description. And this has been a great year for the Sean Baker filmography in physical media, not only because he won the Oscar with Anora, but also because several of his older movies, or also this newer one, got physical media releases. This one, Florida Project, which is an old one, The Prince of Broadway, and I'm not sure if I'm forgetting some other, but now all of his movies, if not all of them, have physical releases. The only one though that doesn't have a boutique label release is Red Rocket, which is a movie from A24. So I hope at some point we get to see a nicer physical release. But for now, if you want to get that one into your collection, this is the best version you can find with slipcover if you are lucky. Now yes, with all that said, let's take a closer look at the Florida project. You can see here the cover. Not much to see on the back, but if you have seen the movie, you would recognize this pattern from like the walls of the hotels where the movie takes place. Now here is the spine, and on the other side you can see a little bit of the contents, but let's take them out and check them out. Here we find the digipack with the movie and the additional discs, also a set of photographs, and also this hardcover book. Now before we check out those in detail, the movie also came with this J-card that I saved here. Now if you want to pause the video to read this in more detail, this is a good time. But it has a description of the movie, details of the contents of the disc, and also some technical details about the discs. Now let's begin by taking a look at these black and white photographs that come with the release. They are all white on the back, so I'm just gonna show the front. In general, I think they look very nice. I kind of would have liked the were in color though, but I'm pretty sure it looks like that these were photos actually taken with a camera during the production of the movie, so probably this is a good choice to be black and white. It's just that the movie is so colorful that I kind of found it a little weird to see some material in black and white, but these photos look very nice. See, this photo, for example, here are actually, now I'm not sure if it's this one or this one, that was the cover of the Korean release of the Blu-ray of Florida Project, that I think was released by Kimchi DVD, with that they have like so many good releases, that Asian label. And I remember when that one was announced, it's Blu-ray, it's not 4K, I was very interested in getting it. But around that time there was also a tweet, if I'm not wrong, of Sean Baker mentioning that there was an upcoming release for this year of Florida Project coming out in 4K. But at the moment no more details were revealed, so it was hard to know if it was going to be a boutique label or a standard release, or so there was not much info at that time. And this Korean release looked very nice, I have to be honest, but I still decided to wait for the 4K because again, this is a very beautiful movie and I wanted to own it in maximal quality. For me it's an upgrade from the Blu-ray, but because there was not very good options before this, and when I heard that the 4K was coming, I was definitely interested in getting it. And later on, when I found out that this was coming out through Second Sight, it was like, okay, this is gonna be amazing for sure. Now let's move on to the digipack, that is a B-fold. You can see there, this is actually a very nice touch. See, this is a hotel or motel maybe from the movie, and then on the other side you find the 3 discs. So this one is the 4K disc, This is the Blu-ray disc, and this is another Blu-ray disc that has all bonus material. The funny thing is that these two discs actually look the same. If you shuffle them, you don't know which one is the movie and which one has the bonus features. Would have been nice to have a little label on it, but of course that's a very minor detail. Lastly, moving on to this very thick book that has nothing on the back, and this one is about like 155 pages or 56. Is wild. To be honest, I would pay the same money as for the whole release just for this book. So when Second Sight includes this kind of books, super high quality hardcovers in the releases, is such a nice perk, I think. I think when you love a movie so much and to find a booklet of 150 pages, or not a booklet, in this case like a proper book, it's such a nice thing to find so many good material to keep exploring the universe of the movie. Here is the table of contents. On the side you can see Willem Dafoe smoking. Now let's browse it a little bit so you get a little bit of an idea of how is the contents. Of course, the language is in English because Second Sight is a UK label. And sorry I don't open the book more. It's just like I like my editions to be for as pristine as possible for as long as possible, so I don't like to pull the books open too much, but you get an idea. And here in the acknowledgements, here on the first line, it says they thank Sean Baker for his contribution to this release. So it's always very nice to see when the director has been involved in these presentations. Now moving on to the contents of the disc, let's talk about the restoration. As I mentioned before, the Florida Project is a very colorful movie with very beautiful photography, and it's a movie that, in my opinion, has always looked good. As I also mentioned, this is an upgrade from the old Blu-ray for me, but in that case, it was a standard Blu-ray, and I'm happy to see that this movie got the treatment it deserved, both with this release and also for the restoration of the transfer, because the movie looks even better now, especially in this 4K release. But for the purpose of this review, I have also checked the Blu-ray disc, of course, and it's also astonishing. It looks amazing. It's just that the 4K disc also has Dolby Vision, so the colors are a little bit more vivid than on the Blu-ray. Talking about the Blu-ray, in this case, they are region locked, they are region B, and as we saw, 2 of the 3 discs have the movie. In both cases, those 2 discs also have some bonus material, but probably the most important one, the audio commentary with the director Sean Baker, also a co-writer and also the director of photography. And in the bonus features disc, you can find very interesting interviews, for example, with Willem Dafoe, also with the kids that are in the movie. They, of course, they have grown up quite a lot now, and they go back to the hotel where the movie was filmed. They take a look around. And a sad fact is that the hotel has been painted over, so it doesn't have these cute colors anymore. Now it has just a boring kind of like beige slash brown or something. Doesn't look as nice as it did before. And to mention, one of my favorite bonus features that was included here was about the photography of the movie. As I said already, like for 3 or 4 times already, this movie is a very beautiful one. I think they did an amazing job with the photography, and I found very interesting to hear some of the details of how and why some things were made, which are definitely things that have escaped my eye, even though I have watched the movie several times. So I always enjoy a little bit of a technical talk about how things are done. And the last thing to mention, which is possibly the only downside of this release, is that the bonus features don't have any subtitles. So if you're not comfortable with English, then you might have a hard time to understand what is going on. And that's all for the review. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also remember to check out Instagram for detailed photos of the release. I already took several photos of this one, so you can find them out there, also from previous reviews. Lastly, I would love to hear on the comments if you have watched this movie and what did you think of it. Is it your favorite Sean Baker movie? If not, which one is? In my opinion, I'm not sure, but I think it's probably this one. It is for sure the first movie I ever watched from Sean Baker back in the day, and I loved it so much. So after watching this one, I wanted to see what other things he has done, and have been following since then. And when he won the Oscar earlier this year, I was so happy for him, because I think he's a very nice guy. Also, big supporter of physical media. If you don't follow him on social media, I recommend you do. He regularly posts stories of the movies he's watching, And he also posts stories about posters for old movies, sometimes about how they are restored and stuff like that. I think it's very interesting. So I also recommend you check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Doki Dogs.